Hello and welcome to another highlight show in partnership with iSports Analysis. We've got 3 games from 3 divisions this week, including the Isthmian Premier, as well as go action from the opening weekend of the North and South East divisions. Both Tilbury and Cambridge City finished mid-table in their respective leagues last season, Tilbury in the Isthmian North and Cambridge City in the Southern League Division 1 Central, from which they were transferred over in the off-season.
They pay good money,
Cambridge had the first attempt of the match, the shot fired over the bar following Max Booth's pass from the left.
You only follow football teams?
Yeah, basically.
Cambridge continued to apply the pressure, forcing a corner from LJ Worrell's panicked clearance. Tilbury's chances would take a serious dent before the half-hour mark, as Oliver Spooner was involved in a tangle with a Cambridge attacker by the sideline, appearing to deliver an elbow into his opponent's head while the two were on the floor. The incident took place directly in front of the linesman, who correctly advised the referee to show Spooner a red card, reducing Tilbury to 10 men.
Yeah, thank you.
Tie up the tins on there.
Yeah.
How many cameras are there? All of them.
Unsurprisingly, Cambridge launched forward with the extra man advantage, but were prevented by some dogged Tilbury defending and poor choices in the final third.
It's too small.
At the gate. That's it.
Score this.
To their credit, Tilbury didn't abandon their attacking philosophy and came closer to breaking the deadlock when Lewis Landers was forced into a fine reaction stop to deny the diving header, although the goal would not have stood anyway due to the offside flag.
No more, you heard.
Cambridge finally had their breakthrough in the 35th minute when Adam Watkins turned his defender on the edge of the box and fired low into the far corner, beyond the reaching Connor Wheatley in the Tilbury goal.
How many times did you get it straight? 2 to 3 times. Yeah, and you commit to that. Yeah, I'm trying.
Tilbury still refused to lay down, however, and had a shout for a penalty waved away even as Jordan Cox appeared to be shoved over in the box as he went for a header. The home side began the second half on the front foot, but with one less player on the pitch, would always be susceptible to the counter-attack. The ball eventually found its way to Matt Sparrow, who still had plenty of work to do, beating a defender before finding the bottom corner of the net with a confident strike.
That's my boy. That's my boy.
Goal for Cambridge City, number 7, Matt Sparrow.
The goal gave Cambridge some much-needed breathing room and left their hosts with an even bigger mountain to climb. They began to make inroads to reducing the deficit, but were unable to find the net during a deflection-ridden scramble in the 6-yard box. It seemed as though Cambridge may need a third to put Tilbury away for good, but Booth dragged his effort disappointingly wide.
They're killing them on this side though.
Booth.
They need to look at that left back. Whoa, see that?
Wheatley was faulted into a save following a long-range effort that bounced up towards him at an awkward angle.
Good shot.
With less than 10 minutes to play, Tilbury would be offered a lifeline when an attacker was bundled down just inside the 18-yard box.
Yes, come on. I have to get this 20 Oh, from the top. Is that a bet on here? They just put Cambridge.
George Sykes sent Landers the wrong way, putting his spot kick into the top corner to ensure a nervy finish for the visitors.
Great penalty.
Goal scored for Tilbury, number 11, George Sykes.
Great penalty.
Cambridge, unsurprisingly, had little trouble in finding space as they came forward, but again Wheatley was on hand to keep the deficit at 1. Although pleased with the opening day win as they will be, Cambridge will feel that they could have taken better advantage of the extra man that they had for the bulk of the match. Conversely, Tilbury can take heart from the fact that they were not overwhelmed despite the disadvantage and remained in the game to the end. Next up for Tilbury is a midweek trip to Great Wakering Rovers, whilst Cambridge host Dereham Town.
Cambridge City 2, Tilbury 1. Good game all in.
Full-time score, Cambridge City 2.
Burgess Hill Town were relegated into the South East Division from the Isthmian Premier and faced a potential tough test on the opening day when they hosted a Hythe Town team that finished last season on the fringes of the playoff picture.
Come in, boys!
The visitors registered the first shot on goal, Michael Wilson's ambitious overhead kick not causing any real problems for Burgess Hill's Billy Collins. Opposite number Ryan Nichols would begin his season with a far less routine stop, needing strong gloves to keep out Aaron Smith-Joseph's strike.
Keep off the line, please! Stand up!
Following a goal line block, Hythe would have their defences broken on 25 minutes when Warren and Fuller latched onto the through ball to slop home past the on-rushing Nichols. The floodgates were open as only 3 minutes later and Fuller was in behind again. His tame shot parried into the path of Max Miller to sweep home and double Burgess Hill's lead. Hythe should have found their way back into the game when Collins left his goal unguarded as he failed to collect a long free kick, yet Luke Bluden headed over the empty net. Bluden would soon redeem himself, however, providing the through ball from which Thomas Colton was able to beat a defender before smartly finishing into the bottom corner. Bluden was almost a provider a second time as Collins once again dangerously left his line, Sid Solis unable to find the net amidst claims from Hythe bench that he had been fouled. To further add to Hythe's grievances, Max Miller's poked effort restored Burgess Hill's 2-goal cushion on the stroke of half-time. Early in the second half, Blueden saw another header land on the wrong side of the net before the home side went back on the attack. Smith-Joseph raced down the left flank, his cross being tapped in at the near post by Max Miller for a season-opening hat-trick. Smith-Joseph had a chance to deservedly put his name on the score sheet, but rolled his tame effort straight into the arms of Nichols. Considering Collins' difficulty in handling balls into the box, Hythe may feel as though they could have made the score closer had their centre-forwards been sharper in pouncing on potential rebounds. Burgess Hill was suffering from no such issues, and Fuller taking advantage of poor defending to stroll unimpeded into the box and tap home number 5 from close range. Not to be outdone by his teammate, and Fuller also ensured himself of a match ball as he completed his hat-trick in style, showing some brilliant footwork before coolly slotting into the bottom corner. Burgess Hill players were queuing up to get in on the action, Ryan Palmer trying his luck from a free kick that drifted just over the bar. And Fuller and Miller appeared to be launching an in-team battle for the golden boot, with the number 9 gaining the advantage as she swept up for his 4th, following Stephen Sargent's lob over the keeper. Hythe would win a penalty in stoppage time as Drew Matthews went through the back of Franny Collin, the striker picking himself up to convert the spot kick that will serve as small consolation for the away side. The referee's final whistle mercifully brought the game to an end for Hythe, who unsurprisingly find themselves bottom of the table after one game, while their opponents occupy the exact opposite spot. A strong start to life in the South East Division for Burgess Hill Town. Folkestone Invicta looked to continue their perfect start to the Isthmian Premier season as they hosted a Leatherhead side that had picked up only 1 point from their opening 2 fixtures. The home side produced better chances early on as Gerson Dos Santos, who has scored 3 goals already so far this season, headed over the bar from close range. Dos Santos was involved again as he played Johan to Hulst in behind, but the striker fired straight at Leatherhead keeper Zaki Uala. Leatherhead weathered the storm with more Folkestone chances before springing an attack of their own, Eddie Desane firing over the bar from the edge of the box. Charlie Hester-Cook's shot was deflected over for a corner, from which Desane volleyed home to put the visitors in front against the run of play. Half-time saw the introduction of Ira Jackson from the bench, who made an immediate impact as he shot just over the bar early in the second half. Folkestone continued to push for the equaliser, Dos Santos heading into the arms of Awala before the keeper was forced into a fingertip save from a free kick in a wide position. With time running out, Jackson was wrestled to the ground on the edge of the penalty area, the substitute stepping up to expertly bend his free kick over the wall and into the back of the net to rescue a well-deserved point for Folkestone, who now sit 4th in the Isthmian Premier Division following their undefeated start to the campaign.
Folkestone Invicta 1, Leatherhead 1.
Thanks for joining us for another excellent weekend of football. Don't forget to check out the links in the description. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week.